here in the bow of the boat. It's the place to be. Well, cool. It's nice to meet you, Juliana. Cool. I'm going to walk around. All right. So, yeah, we're in the bow of the boat. That's the helm station. That's where the captain is. We're going to go inside and walk around. They've got live music in there, some jazz and Prohibition era. Ready. All right, so we've got our signal back. We're on the main. Okay, so we're on the upper level. For some reason, I'm not getting signal on the lower level. So this is the upper level of the boat. You can see there's plenty of room for dining here. And they're serving some food downstairs. In a few minutes, we're going to go talk to the cabin. He's just in the cabin. Can I interrupt you guys for 1 second? We're live on Facebook and YouTube. Can I get some waves and smiles? Wonderful. Nice. You having a good time? Oh, anniversary. You too? Wonderful. Happy anniversary. How many years? 41. 41. That's amazing. Good for you. This is a great way to celebrate, isn't it? Cool deal. Well, great. Well, nice meeting you guys. Oh, nice. Can I interrupt you guys for 1 minute? We're live on Facebook and YouTube. I wonder if I can get some waves and smiles. Wonderful. Cool. Nice meeting you guys. I appreciate it. There he is. How you doing, Rich?
Good. How you doing?
Good. You heard it here, folks. Dinner is served. I'm having trouble with my sea legs tonight. And then there's dining here out on the rear deck. How you guys doing? Good. We're live on Facebook and YouTube. Cool. Nice. And writhing color.
Yeah, we love it.
Yeah, this is perfect. Is there a special occasion for this or just coming out to enjoy Father's Day? Oh, yeah, all the fathers over here. Wonderful. Colorado. Wow. Dorothy and Glenn. Cool deal.
So, yeah, awesome. It's great. I think if you're thinking about making reservations. You better get on it because you're going to lose out if you don't make your reservation soon.
Absolutely. Yeah, this boat fills up fast now. The word has gotten out. Definitely. Well, nice meeting you guys. Thank you. Yeah, this is a great time. Can I interrupt you guys for a quick hello? We're live on Facebook and YouTube. Cool. Yeah, nice meeting you guys. You guys having a good time? Wonderful. Is there a special occasion today or?
Well, we're here for our anniversary.
Anniversary. Wow, happy anniversary. How many years?
23.
23 years. Outstanding. Good deal. Well, it's nice to meet you guys. Bon appetit. All right, so in case you're just joining us, and if you're not from the area, we are on the shimmering shores of Lake Memphremagog in Newport, Vermont. Now, these are international, the Quebec border, Quebec, Canada, that is, and we're headed north toward Quebec, Canada. These are international waters, as I said, and this is a beautiful lake. It's, I apologize. I'm drawing a blank. I think it's 26 miles long, give or take. I don't remember exactly, but it is a beautiful lake. And tonight there's a theme tonight. It's a speakeasy cruise. You can see it's a dinner cruise. We were just speaking with some of the diners. Now it's really significant, especially with the theme of tonight's cruise, because this area in during the Prohibition era was notorious for smuggling liquor and possibly other things, because these are international waters. So boats would go back and forth up and down the lake. If you legal liquor, easy theme tonight, and it's a dinner cruise. People are having a wonderful time, and if you've never been to this area, Canadian border, do a Google search for different summer. There's plenty of good. There's be sure and book early for a dinner cruise. They have dinner cruises and non-dinner cruises here on Northern Star. This is the Northern Star Cruises. It's a 65-foot boat. We're going to meet the captain in a minute. I'm going to ask him how many tons this boat is. I've been told how many tons, but I don't remember. But we're going to walk around a little more. See, everyone's having a really good time. And it is windy today, and there's a bit of a chop on the lake, so I'm in trouble with my sea legs. But I'm going to go here, and we're going to meet Rob, the captain. How you doing, Rob?
All right, there, Bo. How you doing?
Good, nice to meet you. Yeah, having trouble with my sea legs tonight. Yeah, but yeah, how's the cruise? How are the cruises been going this summer?
They've been going super good. We've been busy Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. All the evening cruises are booked out ahead of time. It's really been good, you know. I think they're doing a real good job up here. Ready to do the boat now. It's a good trip. We can change the trip around, making it a longer trip. And
Sure.
we're working down the east side of the lake, cutting across, going the whole way down the east side, working our way back over the Canada line, and coming down the west side, real close to the bank there.
Yeah.
Real tight, good deep water there the whole way back. But, it's been real good. Been a real good turnout up here. I think people are very enthusiastic, and it seems to be the market is for like an hour and a half radius. Here seems to be the best market, from what I can tell.
Yeah.
I'm not in that end of the deal.
Sure, sure. And we're going right out to the Canadian border tonight.
Yeah, we're gonna work our way down here around Eagle Point and serving dinner right now, so giving everybody a chance to eat and everything. Then we'll be working our way down around Eagle Point, turning down there by the islands there, Cove Island, and working our way over to Providence. In between there, we'll be off the Canadian borders. bit there.
Nice.
Come back in the inside.
Sure. So from the dock where we just left from to the Canadian border, how many miles is that?
Well, it's not by the crow flies. You know, we take a meandering route to get there, but it's probably about 10 miles the way we go.
Sure. Good deal.
But that's real pretty up there, real nice. The wind's blustery a little bit, but that's okay. It's a big boat, handles it real well.
Yeah. How many tons is this boat, Rob?
Oh, she's probably 80, 90 ton boat.
80 to 90 tons. Wow.
She's a 65 twin screw boat.
Yep.
It's a good, strong boat, real good sea boat. She's flat bottom, but real good lake boat, very good lake boat. Good.
So this boat will handle just about anything that Memphremagog will dish out.
Yeah, there's not any kind of an issues here with this boat, with this lake. It's a real nice boat. The fresh water is real good for them too. Real good for the engines, real good for the boat, real good for the hull. You know, it's not like my whole life. I spent my life at sea. Always saltwater rigs.
A lot of corrosion, probably.
Yeah,
the barnacles.
Barnacles. Bottom of this boat's real slick, clean, nice. It's in good shape.
Sure. Now, when you're in the ocean like that and you're starting to get a hull full of barnacles, will that affect? Can you feel that at the wheel, the resistance from that, or?
Well, sometimes, you know, it makes some long trips offshore. A long trip's always in the ocean. You know, I spent my whole life with it. But one trip I was leaving up around Situate, Massachusetts. It was real cold, and got down to southern waters, and a lot of the zebra mussels fell off the bottom of the boat and got sucked up into the intake of the engine.
Oh, wow.
Charged overheated the engine. But we got it out there and cleaned it out.
Sure.
But you can tell the difference if the boat's loaded up, because the propellers in the salt water, they get a lot of growth on them, and you can tell they're not turning up properly.
Oh, wow. So you can feel that?
Yeah, and feel it.
Sure.
And you can tell by your speed. You start slowing the speed down, the barnacles on your wheels. They're what's holding you back.
Sure.
And the hull.
Sure. Yeah, I'll step aside here. Did you have a question, Rich? Or?
No.
Right.
Yeah, the engine room is fine. Water on the port side was full. Nothing in the starboard side.
Really?
Yeah, I think we tightened that one down pretty good.
Did you touch it or not?
I touched the
Starboard side.
No.
Wet your finger there. Wet your finger and touch it so you don't burn yourself. I'll make sure it's not too. I want to make sure it's not. It's wet. It's cool. Touch. You know?
Okay. So just grab the hold of the.
Yeah, just get you some water on your hand, and then touch the. Don't touch the shaft. Touch the where we take them out, where we lock the.
Oh, where we lock.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. I'll take.
Is that the reason you put water in your hand so you don't burn your hand?
Okay.
Cool. Now, are these VHF radios, Marine Band?
Yeah, we usually in this type of work we usually use two radios. We leave one on channel 16 and one on a working channel, what we call working channel 9 or 16 is what we use in the ocean. But up here, they don't have Coast Guard up here, so 16 really doesn't matter up here. But
sure,
I just leave it on 16 because I'm used to it.
Yeah. Would other local boats possibly be monitoring that, or?
Yeah, they probably monitor 16.
Yeah.
Up here they would, but like I said, I've never heard the Coast Guard make a broadcast since I've been up here since maybe 11. So
sure,
I guess there's
not much going on. Just recreational boaters using that. And then the other radio is for the handhelds that the people on the boat have.
Yeah, but we communicate by VHF radio on board the boat, channel 5.
Sure.
Channel 5 today, but usually channel 3 or 5.
Yeah.
Get that safe before we go.
Sure. Oh, that's quite a property over there, isn't it? I'm gonna see if I can get that on. I can get that on the screen here. And it's interesting too to think that, you know, close to 100 years ago during the Prohibition era, that so yeah, vintage snowmobile stuff. Well, we're back live here, so let's see. We may come back to circle back to that conversation. All right, so we are live again. If you're just joining us, we lost our signal, but we have it back, and we are meandering up the eastern coast of Lake Memphremagog toward the Quebec border, Quebec, Canada, that Quebec. And we were in Vermont. Newport, Vermont is where we left from. I think that most of this eastern shore now would be Derby, which is just north of Newport. And we're here with Captain Rob. And we were just talking about Prohibition before we lost the signal. I don't know how much of that we captured on the actual podcast, but nearly 100 years ago during Prohibition, they were running liquor up and down this lake. And Rob was mentioning how on some of these islands over here, a lot of the people would stash liquor, possibly Canadians stashing liquor, and tell some of the Americans where they can find it, and they'd pick it up and bring it south to where alcohol was prohibited. So this lake has a rich history in that respect. Also, if you go back further than that, this was also this lake was a highway for the Indians, the Native Americans, transporting goods, furs, and things like that up and down the lake for trade. This lake was a huge area for that, being that it's so long. It's something like 26 miles long. Do you know the actual length of this lake,
No,
Rob?
but there's a chart right there. I
Sure.
don't know the actual length of it. Canada side, on Canadian side, I don't know the length.
Sure. It's in that neighborhood, give or take a few miles, 20-something miles. But being that it's so long, they'd have those, you picture the voyageurs that they had with those big, huge canoes loaded up with men and furs, and they would transport them up and down the lake. And in the 70s and 80s, they had what they called the Memphremagog swim. And that was, people would come from miles around. I've got a couple of stories about that, actually. Competitive swimmers would come from miles around. Hey, Jacob.
Drink delivery for you, sir.
Everybody's eating and everything's good?
Yep, yep, everything's going well.
Okay, good.
How's it going, man?
Good, good, good to see you.
You too, man.
Thanks.
So yeah, competitive swimmers would come from all over the country, maybe even other countries, and they would swim the length of this lake. And each swimmer would have someone in a little rowboat with an outboard motor that would be near them. So if they needed to stop or needed a drink of water, they could get that from the boat, and also a snack. Well, I was very curious about that. This is the mid 80s. And one they would all start like at 5 a.m. or something. So one morning I happened to be up, so I said I'm going to go down there and see what that's like when they take off for this competitive swim across this lake. And so I went down there, I was checking everything out. It was really interesting. And there's a name that would always come up every year. His name, I think, was Mark Asmuth. And he was the winner just about every year. So when I was down there, I was keeping an eye out for him because I'm thinking this guy must be really buff, really built if he's, can swim the length of this and win it every year. Well, I finally figured out which one he was, and he was about as skinny as a toothpick. I couldn't believe it. And I think that was the secret to his success, is that he was so lean that he probably just could move through the water so easily. Whereas maybe someone who was built like a football player, real buff, maybe there's more resistance there. So I was really surprised to see that, that he was built the way he was. He was skinny as you could imagine. I couldn't believe it. But he was the one that won this more than anyone else.
Rough out here today.
Yeah.
Rough all day.
Yeah, so I'm probably going to go back down and walk around. But the thing is, like on this floor, I could get a decent signal, but down on the main floor,
Yeah.
I kept losing my signal.
Yeah, really?
And it's funny, even as high up here in the helm, I lost the signal.
Really?
So I'm not sure what.
Maybe it's the Wi-Fi on the boat. I know that they talked about last trip. They talked about that they had issue with it.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm using a network of I think AT&T,
Yeah.
but usually I have an excellent signal the times I come out here. But right now
So
we're
it uses the phone signal.
Yeah.
So you're gonna say, how do you make money at it?
Oh, yeah.
Last thing you sell it to people.
Yeah. I go to a lot of vintage snowmobile shows and I interview the people and I make little videos, put those on Facebook and YouTube. And more recently, I've been doing a podcast. I did it all through last winter, a weekly podcast for about an hour every Thursday night. And I bring people on live, people who are in the vintage snowmobile space, and interview them. And a lot of them have garages full of vintage snowmobiles, so they'll do like a show and tell of their sleds and stuff. And I'm in the process of getting together, doing the same concept, but with muscle cars.
You ever get Owl on there?
Yeah. In fact, I had him on there Thursday night. Yeah. Yeah. Al Snowmobile Parts. Yeah.
He's probably got a whole bunch of junk at his house. But
He's got an amazing collection. It's considered the largest collection of used snowmobile parts in the world.
really?
It's worth a ride over there if you ever have a few minutes.
He's worked on my bike. I bought a dirt bike and eating you all up. I crashed it the other day.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I see on your arms there.
My damn hip and everything.
Oh,
But
man.
I'm all right.
Yeah.
I went to the hospital and checked out the hospital.
Yeah.
But he's a nice fellow. He worked on my bike. I did shop over there did the bike for
Nice. Yeah, it's a nice family that owns that.
me.
In fact, they were on here about a month ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did too. We snapped the throttle cable here, and he ordered the throttle cable, came over here, and he and I and his man there, Rico, nice
Yeah.
fella, works there, put the throttle cable back on the boat.
Nice. Yeah, they're good people. And I have to say, when I did that podcast with them the other night, Thursday night, a lot of people were commenting on there how they have done business with them and been happy with them. So that's good to hear. People don't fake that.
Yeah. Sure. He sells parts everywhere. He told me he used to go take people on snowmobile trips now.
Yeah. Yeah, I think back in the 90s he would do that on antique snowmobiles.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, Scott Wheeler wrote an article about that.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so like I said, I've been doing this vintage snowmobile thing, but I'm branching out into muscle cars.
Okay.
So I want to do the same idea, bring people on live for show and tell of muscle cars.
Good idea.
That's a much bigger audience. I think I'll do a lot better with that, especially as far as trying to monetize it.
Oh,
Hey, dude, how you
Hi,
doing?
how you doing? Hey, Captain.
yeah. Yeah, come
How are you,
on up.
sir?
Come on up, buddy.
Careful.
We gotta get some pictures of this for you, student spoke.
Yes. How you doing, dude? You having a good time?
Hop on up here, Judy.
Oh, go up there. Yeah.
Wow.
Sure about it. Not either. Just step up.
Up on up there. Crawl up there.
There you go.
There you go. Perfect shot.
Wow.
There we go.
Perfect. Perfect.
Good job.
I'm tired of having 40 years.
Oh, wow.
Doing a good job.
Perfect shot, man. A little bit to the right. You're right.
No, this way, toward me a little bit.
Right. Towards the right.
I'm trying to figure out where we are. Oh, that's true.
Get towards the end there.
Oh, you don't have to turn too much. Just keep it straight.
You off right here in Newport?
We are from Brooklyn, New York.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man. Right? Yeah.
I didn't recognize the boy. I said when I didn't when I saw you. I said
My grandson, Jake.
Okay. All right.
He said, that guy's too old to have a kid like you.
So you didn't do it. Were you out here jet skiing the other day? You were? That's what Rick said.
Those guys have no.
I thought that
There's always one boat on the lake, and they always pull you over. Inspection. Inspection.
I didn't think it was you.
You having fun?
Thought it was
Good. You're live on Facebook and YouTube right now.
Right.
So do you think the water skiers are still up back there?
And I took it over. All right? How you doing?
Do you think the water skiers are still up?
I think so.
I hope so.
Keep it
Yeah,
straight.
you're doing a good job.
Perfect job. So anyway,
I haven't been doing it. Yeah, I was just picked it up at the Marina table. I saw you guys. I saw it. But wait. Keep it straight. Keep it straight.
Try to get down here with my sea legs or lack thereof. All right, we're going to walk around some more. In case you're just joining us, we're on Northern Star Cruises, Newport, Vermont. We're headed toward Canada. I think this is Eagle Point. Is this Eagle Point, Neil? Sunset Acres, all right. We're live on. Give me a wave. Hold on. He's wondering if you could blow the whistle for the people on shore. They're waving to us. One whistle coming up. Cool. So you having a good time? Good, yeah, you're live on Facebook and YouTube right now. Yeah. So you're from here, right? Oh, no kidding. Over here, yes. Nice. Very cool. Nice to see Nice meeting you, David. Definitely, some fresh faces. Cool deal. We're live on Facebook and YouTube right now. Yeah. Can I get a wave and a smile? There we go. Hey, Juliana. Cool deal. Quebec, Canada. Gonna go inside here. How's it going, Heather? So as you can see, people have a really good time on this boat. And as you can see, these windows open up. They're kind of flipped up to attached to the ceiling. So there's an open air dining experience here. Really nice. Now I'm going to try going downstairs to see whether or not I lose my signal. How you doing, Rich?
Good, bud. How you doing?
Good. All right, so they've got live music down here. Hopefully I won't lose my signal, but they've got some vintage jazz being played. And it's Speakeasy night here. Live music. Hey, man. Can I interrupt you guys for a second? Can I interrupt you guys for a second? We're live on Facebook and YouTube right now. Can I get some smiles and waves? Very nice. Thanks, guys. Cool. Thank you.
Wonderful day here in Newport, Vermont.
Definitely. You guys from the area? Definitely.
Yeah, that's our dad.
That's your dad? Wow, on the piano or the sax? No kidding.
Oh yeah,
Very cool. Nice. Yeah, that's some nice music. Nice meeting you guys. You guys feel like saying hi? We're live on Facebook and YouTube right now. Nice to meet you guys. Definitely, yeah, it's a good time. And then who's this one right here? Hey there, Emmy. How are you? Are you having fun? There we go. That's the money shot right there. It's nice to meet you. Are you having a good time? Good deal. Cool deal. Nice meeting you guys. Thank you. So this is what's for dinner. Was, yes. Looks like they put the hurt on that. Now, can you tell me who provided this tonight, the meal? The name of the restaurant?
Dugout.
The Dugout.
Same owners is Elmer.
Okay.
On Main Street. It's owned by Elmer's.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. So the Dugout on Main Street provided the food tonight. Cool deal. Well, thank you. Cool. And this is Dave again. We saw Dave a few minutes ago.
Everyone.
How are you?
It's a great time.
It sure is.
Even in rough weather.
Yeah, this is not bad for how windy it is. Hey there. You guys feel like saying hello? We're live on Facebook and YouTube. All right. Nice to meet you. So I'll go back out on the bow of the boat for a minute. I think we go out this way. It is windy out here. So there's gonna be a lot of wind across the mic. I won't stay out here for long. How you guys doing? Cool. It sure is. Having a good time? Good. Is this? Yeah, usually I have an excellent. Keep losing. Try going downstairs, see whether or not we lose our signal. This is where the bar is. Sure. Oh, now I'm back. Of course, I'm on the cell phone, but so yeah, now we're back. This is Rob, everybody. This is the bar. Andy over here. How you doing? So, what are some of the drinking options?
Tonight. So White Claws. Special tonight. We have 1924 limited edition red wine blend. Right
Wow.
here. The fancy black bottle. Which
Kind of
I
a-
think is pretty cool.
For sure, kind of a prohibition nod. Well,
The actual brand? No, sorry, by Gnarly Head.
Gnarly head. Yep.
Gnarly Head. Right here on the back of the red wine, it says 1924, the heart of the Prohibition era, in wine's darkest hour when it was deemed illegal.
Dark.
Winery first planted and used to make wine. For those that dared to
Okay, so I left the bar area because I wasn't getting a good signal. Back here at the stern of the boat on the main level. Another excellent view. We're right over the engines, so we might be hearing some of that on the mics. But yeah, we are here just north of Newport, Vermont, on shimmering shores of Lake Memphremagog, right near the Quebec border. These islands, if I'm not mistaken, are right near the Quebec border. The goal of this cruise is to go out to the Canadian border and back, which is about 8 to 10 miles. And this boat departed at 6 p.m. from Newport, Vermont, the municipal dock in Newport, Vermont. And whether you're from the area or looking for a wonderful place to vacation with lots of wonderful activities, Newport, Vermont is worth a look. We have this cruise in the summer. They have dinner cruises and they have non-dinner cruises, afternoon cruises, evening cruises. Just look for Northern Star Cruises on a Google search. You can also find them on Facebook, and there's a YouTube channel, and you get all the information you need as far as booking reservations for a cruise like this. It's a really good time. Now, there's a story. You can see this tiny little island out there. I don't know whether that island is in the U.S. or Canada, but there's a story that there's a couple that got married on that island, and it was just the couple and the preacher who married them on that island, and there were boats surrounding the island with family members, which sounds like a really innovative and cool way to get married. So if you wanted to do something different to get married, that's something to consider. I don't know if you have to book that with someone or how that would all work, but that just seems like a really creative way to get married. So we're looking to the south here. This lake is something like 24 or 26 miles long. It spans across Vermont and Quebec. We are in international waters. This is Speakeasy night, and that is very significant, Speakeasy, because it harkens back to the Prohibition era, which during Prohibition, this lake was very active with smuggling of liquor. A lot of that was done on here. Now, we were talking a little earlier with the captain, and he's heard stories of how the Canadians would come down and hide liquor, stash some liquor on some of these islands, and they'd have arrangements with Americans. The Americans would then come and pick it up and bring it down into Vermont. So this lake was a very busy place during Prohibition. Now, Prohibition has ended, but it's still just as busy. And this is how people celebrate the lake today. A little bit of vintage jazz, some fine dining. Now, these cruises are made possible by our friends, our sponsors, North Country Federal Credit Union. They've been very generous about making donations to the ongoing maintenance of this boat, and we thank them so much for that. And look how close we are to the shoreline here. This is amazing. There's a little cabin on there. I don't know if this is an island or if this is the shoreline, but whatever it is, it's really cool. It's a really interesting lake with lots of nooks and crannies and islands. And look at that little cabin right there. How cool would it be to spend a night there? And there's a little cove that goes in there. Yeah, this is a special place. All right, well, I think that's it for tonight. Thank you so much for viewing. And do consider coming out and joining us for a cruise one time, maybe even more than one time. Whether you're from here in the Newport area or from further away, we invite you to come and join us. You will not regret it. This is a really good time. Thank you for viewing, everyone. Have a nice evening.